My name is Michelle Ockers and I'd like to share with you how I use social collaboration tools with my team, a mixture of internal and external tools. I've actually prepared this using screenshots rather than a screencast video so that I could block out using the blue squares or rectangles that you see individuals' names. So as you can see, we use SharePoint as our enterprise social network. This is my team's site on SharePoint that you can see, and the first way that we use our social tools is via the newsfeed, where we share more transient updates and information across the team. In this particular recent example from the newsfeed, you can see that I'm updating anyone who follows my team site or me individually with the information that our team has met to talk about how we can improve how we work together, and that one of the things we've decided to do is start using discussion boards on SharePoint to post status updates and general work updates in order to reduce email traffic and also verbal conversations and meetings. One of my team members has then set up a dashboard to host links to the discussion forums and let everybody know that that's available. You can get to our discussion forums from the left-hand menu on our SharePoint site. Yes, we've got two types of forums. One is team forums for ongoing discussion with areas of special interest, and the second is program forums which relate to project work on developing specific learning programs. Looking at one of our team forums, the Learning Development Forum, which you can see is relatively new. We've got a couple of posts made. This is where we discuss any issues, share resources relating to learning development, and generally work out loud about our learning development activities. In this particular post on animation tools, which you click on the title to open up the discussion thread, I have shared back into the group a question I posted on Twitter asking for recommendations for an animation tool. I've compiled those replies on Storify and put a link in our discussion forum to the entry on Storify, which if anyone opens up, they will be taken straight to Storify for that additional information. So an example of blending external and internal tools for social collaboration. This is an example of one of our project-specific forums, in this case system certification. The example I've provided here is a piece of collaborative work between several members of the team on creating a new template for an evidence list for certification. You can see here one of the team members has created the template, asked for feedback, and there are 3 replies as we work through some of the feedback to make decisions together. The final area I'd like to show you is our collaborative wiki, which is hosted using Microsoft OneNote. In this instance, we can get to it from a menu option on the left-hand side. Within OneNote, there is a series of sections in our notebook. Some are related to specific functional areas where we do capability development. Some are related to specific projects. In this instance, we're looking at our community catch-up notebook, which is where we support our fortnightly teleconferences and webinars that we run with our team and key capability development stakeholders in each of our geographic areas. An example of what that looks like, in this instance, this particular entry has been generated from the Microsoft Outlook meeting invite at the time the invite was set up. You can see automatically imported are all of the meeting administration details, as well as a link to join the online real-time discussion via link, which is now called Skype for Business. The other handy thing is the participant status is all updated from Microsoft Outlook, including ticks being placed in here when people actually sign into the meeting via the Outlook invitation. In the notes section, that's just free form, so we use it to do things like provide updates as well as links to resources to coordinate ongoing capability activities across the group, to pose questions which we'll discuss in the meeting, and people sometimes reply to those on the notebook, or we record the discussion directly into the notebook in real time during the fortnightly updates. The other thing we do is use this as a basis to capture key information related to knowledge sharing and working out loud. A more specific example of this practice is this particular OneNote entry where somebody has shared knowledge about some practices and improvements as to how they prepared for our peak production season, where we engage a lot of additional casuals and bring them into the business. You can see links to presentation material as well as discussion notes recorded during the session. So there you have it, some of the tools and ways in which I use social collaboration with my team.